What do you do if everything's humming along nicely and then suddenly everything gets real? Shit gets real and you have upheaval and changes and everything turns upside down and suddenly you go, great, I have to run a business with everything else that's going around me and I don't know how I'm going to make that happen. Well, you know what happens? The wheels fall off. And it's happened to me before, and it's happened to so many of my clients before. And it doesn't really matter what that upheaval is. It could be having a car accident. It could be, for me, like this year, it's been struggling, like getting our house on the market. It could be anything that's like a rough time, illness or breakdowns or big events that happen that are outside our control. And all those things can make it so much harder for us to operate our businesses. And this is what we're going to talk about today. I'm really excited. I've got Siobhan today from Home of Huggles. She's one of my coaching clients, and she has an amazing business, which I'm going to tell you about in a very short period. Hello, Siobhan. How are you?
Hi, Rachel. How are you? I'm good.
It's good to see you. I know we've been chatting before, so it was a little bit fake. But anyway, but before she does, I wanted to talk a little bit about how what we're going to plan today is not only going to restart everything and get everything going for Home of Huggles, it's also going to give Siobhan the protection that she needs to stop worrying if something else happens. She's got a very busy life. She'll probably talk a little bit about why Home of Huggles started and how that's giving her an extra jobs, I guess would be the best way of saying it, or extra load, I guess, without her trying to make it feel bad for the whole situation.
Yeah, just a little bit of extra responsibilities in life, extra.
And a really busy other job, and lots of other people are doing those things. And changes and stuff like that. And so how to protect yourself so that the wheels don't fall off no matter what happens, I think is really good. And it's something that I'm working on as well. I'll be teaching all of us to do that. So we're going to come up with a bit of a plan. We're going to talk about how we can automate some of this to make it easier and to get a consistent message for Home of Huggles in 2024. It's perfect timing because you guys are going to be hearing this ages away. But we're about to hit a in-person planning day as a coaching group, and so this is going to be perfect for coming into that because you're going to come on fire and ready to go.
Oh, that's exciting.
Okay, so before we start, do you want to tell us a little bit about Home of Huggles and how it came about and why that, when I say extra responsibilities, where that's coming from and what Home of Huggles does?
So Home of Huggles was started as a result of my son's kidney journey. So my son was born with a single kidney with reflux, and we ended up spending a lot of time in Starship over the years. He has also got a mitrophanostoma, and during the night what we do is basically drain his bladder so that there's no pressure building up in his kidney. One of the issues with that is that sometimes there's leakages, and I was constantly washing mattress protectors. And I have also replaced beds. So I just couldn't keep up with it. I do have a full-time job as well. I work in medical devices. And the one day we were at Starship and he had spilled something in his bed. He was playing with something. And the nurses came in and they just took the sheets off, wiped the mattress and put new sheets on. And I just sat in the corner and I was like, that is the answer. So Home of Huggles, we create mattress protection that you can just easily wipe clean. It dries super fast, and it's made my life so much easier, Rachel. To be honest with you, packing the dishwasher and unpacking the dishwasher is a bigger hassle than changing soiled sheets.
I think that's amazing. And I've talked it before, and they're all adults, so it's okay. But we had one of our girls was a little bit later than around saying dry, so it wasn't like it was more of a developmental issue. And I just remember, even with those other ones, like the cloth ones, just the amount of work around. I love the idea of having something that's just so easy to wipe and clean to make it faster, because I think even if it was a health problem or if it's a developmental issue, there's shame, isn't there? They're so easy to have shame and to have a consciousness about it.
Yeah. And another element too is that it's your frustration as a mum, having to clean the mattress protectors all the times and the bedding all the time. You're tired, you're working, you're balancing life and a million different things. And then you end up with this huge mess that you need to clean up. And it takes time. It takes time to wash it. And it also takes a lot of time for mattress protectors to dry.
Oh, yeah, it does.
So I like that through creating Home of Huggles and our easy clean mattress protectors, I wasn't as stressed when it came to any messes, which made my son more relaxed about it.
Yeah.
So
Because
if
it
there
is
is
that they're picking
something,
up, aren't they? They're picking up all the time our attention, and it's very hard for them to understand that we're not angry with them or frustrated at them. It's just the situation.
yeah, and with all of his
Yeah.
medical stuff, I mean, he can't help it at all. It's so out of his control. And if I walk into the room and I'm upset by it or stressed or frustrated by it, then it just adds that extra stress to him.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's interesting because you talked about, like that feeling of that frustration and just like that treadmill, I guess, as well. And it's similar with content, actually, isn't it? Like if you're feeling like you're in a content treadmill,
yeah,
it can make it feel really hard. And it's so easy just to not want to do it or just let it all pile up and manage it all at once and all those sort of things. So what are you doing at the moment? Like I know you kind of had to take a bit of a break while you're sorting some things out and resolve a few things, and you have done a little bit of stuff here and there when you have been able to, but where is it sitting at the moment? Tell me where your marketing's sitting at the moment.
So it has been a bit of a challenging year for me. There's been a lot going on, and as you said, you'll end up, everything piles up and you have all the best intentions, and before you know it, it's out the window. So at the moment, what I have done is I've given myself a bit of grace, and I am recording and focusing a lot on TikTok. From one of our sessions, what we had discussed is fun content during this time.
Yeah.
As I find my feet again. So that's what I've been doing, a lot of fun TikToks. But
Nice.
the time has come where I know that there is a lot more work for me to do. And the best way to do that is to pre-plan. I am so inspired by so many people in our content mastering group. And, it's just about putting in the time now so that next time the wheels do come off, as they really have in 2023, I'll be prepared and I'll actually feel less guilty and I'll be less stressed.
Yes.
And it'll be a lot easier to juggle to get through those dips.
So let's just take a few things. You've got a small, I don't mean small to be rude, but like it's a good size, but a smallish email list.
Yeah, about 150 people.
Yes.
On my email list.
Yep, that's a good size. It's a good start. So what I would recommend is let's talk about that first, and let's just talk about, because they may want to buy again. So let's look after them first, community first. So I recommend writing some short little tips and ideas or something like that, short emails, and putting them in a nurture sequence. So when people join your email list, they go into number 1 and they just go through. So because you've got 150, you can kind of keep it going and pushing it through. So Siobhan, so what I recommend is we start with the emails first. We do community first with your group of 150. And I recommend doing short emails and just having them as a regular touch point. Don't make super long ones. And because you're an e-commerce business, you can have a shop now button in every one of them. But maybe just like a little life tip, like a tip for parents, because that's where your focus is, or tips around travel, because you do a bit of that as well. But just little lifestyle tips. Make them really short, like 3 or 4 sentences with a shop now button. And just set them up fortnightly. It doesn't have to be weekly, because I think they'll be okay. Do them as an automated sequence so that when you get a new customer, they just go into number 1. And it just means that when you've got a small list, you're not going, I'm only sending that to 150, 30% of them opened, so it's 50 people. It's just going to make it easier for you. So you've got your automatic sequence, and it just means that when people are coming into it, that you can add people in so you're not feeling like you're having to do anything. So I would make that a priority over doing everything else, because then you're capturing any new customers that come in, you're capturing that. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Once we've got that going, then I want us to start building out your structure for your content. And I love that you've been having fun. Have you been sharing some of those TikToks on Instagram?
I haven't been sharing them on Instagram. They have been backed up though.
Okay.
I do have a lot of content that I can now share across other platforms.
Okay, so I would definitely, because that content's already been made, and you may as well, choose the ones that you feel really reflect, House of Huggles and also Home of Huggles, and also just kind of that sharing those parts, like pick and choose some, and then just schedule in Metrical for those to go live on Facebook and Instagram as Reels on Metrical.
Okay, so on Facebook and Instagram.
Once a week. Just choose a day. How many days do you want to commit to posting?
I'd like
if we start doing a posting schedule.
I'd like to commit to 3 posts per week.
Perfect. Okay.
I think
so. I would definitely do that. I normally wouldn't go, let's jump into those, but you've already been doing them. So let's use those as content. And what I would do is I would just write quite a short little caption with those. Don't go overboard, but I'd definitely write the captions before you start trying to post them, because there's nothing worse than trying to post them into Metrical. So I would basically get a bit of a system going where you're listening to the TikTok that you've made, have a doc open and go, whatever this one's called, and then write your little post, have some hashtags after it. So, you got Kidney Kids and waterproof sheeting and NZ business and all those kind of things, and copy and paste them into that doc so you've got them. And then I would just load all of those up as Reels, do once a week. And if you could get 10 or 12 of those done, you've now got a Reel at least going out with that content.
Well, that's actually really perfect. And it is all in Repurpose.io. So I've been using...
Okay, and Repurpose.io is great, right?
I know.
So then you could just copy and put them in there and have them scheduled from there. And then you're not even having to do them in Metrical.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you can schedule in Repurpose.io. So Repurpose.io is a tool that I use and that Siobhan and others use, where basically it pulls the watermark off the TikTok, and then I have them saved to Google Drive. That's the other thing you can do with them, Siobhan. Have you got that?
Yes, I have that.
Yeah, or you can have it connected to Instagram, and then you can actually schedule them onto your Instagram. And then if you have your Instagram and your Facebook connected, so that if a Reel goes live on your Instagram, it posts on Facebook, then you're going to get both done at the same time.
All right. So in other words...
Do you have... Yeah.
So I'll go and double check my Repurpose.io, make sure that is taking my TikTok videos, saving them first of all to my Google Drive, and then at the same time scheduling them onto Facebook or Instagram. But if I post on the one, it'll automatically go to the other.
Yes. So if you've got it hooked, so I would go into Repurpose.io, put your little caption in, make sure you got some keywords in those little captions. Don't make them super long. I think there's perfection when we come around this, and there's just trying to survive. But just basically read through them. They don't have to be in the same order, but go, yeah, this was a good one. I feel like this represents my brand really well. And then you can just schedule in for, Thursday, make Thursday Reel Day, or whatever day it is. So make one day Reel Day and just have those, and then just go, okay, that one's for the following one, and they will just automatically schedule and be queued from there.
Okay, I love that.
That just helps that, because you've already got the content. Do you have your TikTok set up so that you automatically post those TikToks to YouTube?
I don't.
So I would do that if you got a YouTube account.
I do.
Okay, so with Repurpose.io, you can have it that every TikTok you make automatically goes to YouTube.
I'm hitting a lot of birds with one stone now, Rachel.
Yes, you are. Isn't that good?
Yeah, I can feel the relief already.
And you don't have to do change captions for those. To be honest, because you're using if you spend some time doing a good caption on TikTok, you could actually have it that you just use that same caption on Instagram, and just just manually go and schedule them so they're hitting the right time. And so that might be you popping into Metrical and just having a peek of when is the best color, the darkest color, the best time to post these on the day you've chosen, which might be Thursday, Wednesday, whatever day it is. I don't want to prescribe your days, but just choose a day of the week, choose a time, and then just go and plan those out. You've got a bank, so just go in and put them in once a week. If you've got heaps, you could do twice a week.
I do have quite a few, because, how many videos do I have? Should I double check on TikTok?
Yeah. I would start with once a week, and then if you're like, hey, this is actually great, you could always up it to twice a week afterwards, but start with once a week.
Yeah.
Right. Next job. Ready for that?
I am ready for that.
Okay. So the next one that we want to do is you have a e-commerce store, but you have an e-commerce store with quite a limited range of products, and that is in our favor. So what I want you to do is I want you to create a promotional post for each one of those products with a really nice shot, really think about what the shot might be. It could be of you making the bed, to be honest. It doesn't have to be a product shot. But then having it with a significant, specific call to action with that product. So it might be 2 images. It could be you making the bed, and then the second shot is a shot of the product. So do it, because you can have 2
making
images.
the bed is a video?
No, I'm talking about doing this for Instagram and Facebook. Okay. So, and then what we're going to do is we're going to decide. So I'm talking about Instagram right now. So if, say we decided that Reels Day was Thursday, we'll go, okay, Sunday night is probably the night where people are going, oh my gosh, I can't believe I had to do all that washing. So let's make that your promo day.
Sunday promo day.
Yeah. I want you to write 5, or how many products do you have?
I would say 3 SKUs. Obviously within that there's different sizes and stuff, but essentially 3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 SKUs. Okay, so I want you to write 2 posts per product. So you got 6 SKUs, like 6 for the 6 SKUs, like the 6 types, 3 types, but 2 for each one. Write really good posts with a hook, with a little bit of your story, all that sort of stuff. Like maybe do one that's about your story and why you use it, and then another one with all the benefits of using them. If you can write 3, that's great, but just 2 or 3. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use Metrical's auto lists, and we're going to load up those images, and we're going to load up those captions, and we're going to make that once a week on a Sunday at a particular time for Instagram. And then if you want to make it feel different, you might go, I'm going to make that on, do all that again, repeat myself doing that, but I'm going to do an auto list in Facebook on a Tuesday. So you could choose a different day if you wanted to, if you want to make it really luxe. If you want to make it really easy, you can make it the same day, but I personally would prefer if you just took that extra thing to do a different day for Facebook. And now we have all your promotional content sorted forever, because that auto list will just go around. So after you've gone through those 6 posts, it will just repeat it from that first post.
Can you see the big smile on my face?
Yes, there's a big smile on your face right now. Does that feel achievable?
Yeah.
Now, people that are freaking out about that, remember that these posts are not designed to go viral. These posts are for people that are ready to buy. It means that they can understand if they come to your page, they can have a look at them. They are not designed to be tempting for everyone. They're just for those people who are going, actually, I do want to buy it. I want to find some more information. Okay, that's seal the good deal. That's the information I needed. So that's what that's for. Right. So that's easy. That's achievable. Once we've knocked that off, we're going to go to the next stage, the stage before that. Do you have a list of frequently asked questions on your website?
I do.
Okay, I want you to take that list of frequently asked questions.
Yeah.
And I want you to make images for each question. I have a bit of a hack that you can use, which you basically put it on a Google Sheet, download it as a CSV, and connect it with Canva, and it just auto-populates, which I think I've shown you before. If I haven't, ask me to show you in an upcoming session, and I'll just show you again, because everyone loves seeing it again and again. But basically, even if you don't do that, even if you manually go and create the images with the questions and put them in Canva, so just like in your brand colors, maybe with a picture of you or whatever it's going to be, or like a nice thing in Canva so it's consistent, and I want the question on the image. And then I want you to write, this bit's holding me up because I'm doing this myself at the moment. I want you to write a proper post. Don't just answer the question. That's the worst thing you can do. So say one of the questions might be, do you remember off chance what one of the questions might be?
One of the questions would be, is it made of plastic? Because it's blue.
Yeah, okay.
People assume that it's like...
and it's not made out of plastic, is it?
No, it's not. It's not noisy. Like people associate it with like those noisy plastic sheets, and it's not. It's a high.
Okay. So my post would be something like this. I'd be like, I don't know about you, but I can't imagine anything worse than having to lie on a crinkly, noisy plastic sheet. And I know that I don't want that for my kids either. So that's why when we went to make Home of Huggles sheeting, we knew we had to make something that people would actually want to sleep on. Here's what our sheeting is made of. So can you see how I've made that a post, not an answer? So it's different to on your website where we're just straight out answering it. You want to have it like a post.
Okay, and would this all be written on the image or?
No, I only want the question on the image, and this is the caption.
Okay.
And then that caption, we do that, we write all the captions, and then we go back to Metrical, and we go and get those auto lists again, and we go, you know what, we're going to make Tuesday our FAQ auto list day on Facebook. And maybe we're going to make it Sunday on Instagram or whatever the thing is that I've probably messed it up now. But you have to, I'm not going to tell you what days these are going to be.
Okay, I love that.
But we're going to do that.
Yeah.
And then those are an auto list.
I already have so much more content, and it's just about doing that pre-work, sitting down, focusing on that pre-work.
Yes. It's painful, okay? It's painful because it doesn't feel good. But even if you start with 5 FAQs and then have a diary note that in a month's time you've got to write another 2 or 3, what happens with the auto list is if we have, because we want to have like 10 to 12 in there, because that means that it's repeating, but it's repeating every 12 weeks. No one's going to remember.
Exactly.
And if they do, and it's just hitting a different stage.
Yeah, that's really helpful. And I mean, it sounds like it'll be opening up so much more time for me that in a month or 2 months, or when I'm feeling inspired, I can sit down and just create some more and just add it to the auto list.
Yes. Once you've got those 2 done, we need to have some stuff around the trust building around you and your mum, because your mum also owns this with you. And so I would like you to write, these can't be auto listed, these are going to be diaried. I would like you to have a monthly post that you choose a day for, where you talk a little bit about you and your mum, showing the behind the scenes, those kind of ones. And they're more, they're kind of, you can keep them all in a document, write them all in a Word document, because you can definitely repeat these. But we're just not going to have them like every week, because otherwise they're going to feel, but this is that personal content, so we don't want to have that in there. So I definitely just add those, and then you know that you can do one of those once a month, or so you could have 12 of them, it's once a month, pop it on. And you could schedule them all in advance. You can schedule a metrical 6 months in advance. So you could do like, I'm going to do 3 for the next 3 months and just post them on. But that's just going to give you like that more personal information on there. Yeah. And then I think the other side that I would do would be that whole mum of a Kiwi kid life. And that's where
fun, crazy life.
The fun, crazy life. And I think that's the bit that is the effort, the weekly effort, but you can still batch that content. So I have that, I call that my deep learning stuff for me, like that's because of my niche. But I write those in 5 or 6 block weeks. So I write them for every week, but I sit down every five weeks and I'll write 5 or 4. My preference is to write 4, sometimes 5 if it's a 5-week month. But I also hate doing them. I love writing them. Sorry, guys, if you love reading them. I do love them. It's just the effort, and it's just getting your headspace around. I love seeing them printed. I love the reactions. I love thinking about writing them. People will be surprised to know I don't particularly enjoy the writing process. And I think it's important to recognize that that's quite common. So I don't enjoy it. But I do once a minute. And what I find is if I do a block and I've thought about what those topics are going to be, before I do that, so I've kind of planned out what I'm going to talk about, I actually get really into it because I'm just talking to my favorite people, which are people like you, right? So that's what I would do for you, is I would say to you, I want you to pretend it's your favorite kidney kid mum that you hang out with, that you like the most, or the people that you've met, or it could be letters to medical professionals or whatever it is. Like you might go, I'm going to do a focus on that, or I'm going to do a focus on people that maybe don't have a kidney kid but might have this, and this is how I can empathize with that. And do blocks of content that kind of is just talking to that kind of person. Really think about, this person wants to talk to me, and make it really personal. And those are the ones that have our faces on, or maybe just a part of us and showing us in real life again. And that's that real connection with you as the brand owner.
Yeah.
Or brand face the brand.
I already have an idea for my first block.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't do those on auto list, because that's the stuff that makes us. But if we've got the other stuff on auto list, which is all the selling, we don't have to go, and buy from me now, because we know that's been taken care of. And then we've got time. And then the other thing I'm going to recommend you do is I want you to get the content that you've already got on your website and just copy and paste it all into ChatGPT. You might have to do it in blocks, but you might choose something like, hey, I really want to focus on my pillows this month, or I want to focus on my sheets this month. Give it as much content and say, I own a business called Home of Huggles. This is what we do. this is the content that I've got here. I would love you. My target market are this type of person. Please give me a 30-day Instagram story plan that gives me something I can talk to that's an engagement thing, and something that I can talk to that is like just a fun thing, and give it to me. So, yeah. Did you lose me? Okay. Did you hear the Instagram plan bit?
I just heard focus on pillows.
Oh, okay. So you go into there, so you might copy and paste the information about pillows into ChatGPT, tell them your target market, tell them what you do, and then I want you to say, can you make me a 30-day Instagram plan? And because this is what ChatGPT is really good for. It's not about the content. It's the planning and the scheduling that gives us a lot of like heartache to work it through. And say, I'd like you to give me an idea for a story that I could tell. I want you to give me an idea of an engagement question that I could do. And then ask it for it to create that in a table, print it off. You don't have to do every day, but it's got some plans in it. So we're going to work with creating a content plan using ChatGPT. Ask it to give it to you in a table form, so you can just copy and paste that table. The idea is not to use it every day. I find that really overwhelming, but what it means is it'll give you like the dates of, like, you say, can you give me a plan for January with every date? Then if you feel like you're up to it, you can just jump on, use their plan, and just go, cool, this is the engagement question I'm going to ask. This is the stuff I'm going to talk about. And then you've got your content for your Instagram stories as well. And it's all relating to your product that you're focusing on. So that can be a really helpful way to do that side. And I think that pretty much gives you a bit of a plan for next year.
I am so excited, Rachel.
I'm excited too. It also means that you're ready to go for us to work together. Yeah. So where are we starting? What are we doing first?
I'm going to start with the email marketing. I'm going to go through the list as you've sent it to me because I do trust you, and I will start working on that today. So my plan is to have that done before I see you next week.
Perfect.
For our catch up.
Okay, so let's just clarify a few things.
Yeah, I have a bit of time.
You and I have a very similar personality type where when we have committed to something, we want it that day. And we expect that of ourselves. That is not what's going to happen here. If we're moving forward, we move at the pace we can. And we move at the pace that is possible for us. And we know that every day, if we've done something, we've moved forward. So if this is not all up and running by March, that is 100% okay, because some of it will be up and running.
Exactly.
Yes? Okay. Do you want to tell everyone how to find Home of Huggles if they want to go and check out your product?
So you can find Home of Huggles on our website. So www.homeofhuggles.co.nz. We do custom make our easy clean mattress protectors and pillow protectors in New Zealand. And we do have another product that we bring in from Australia, which we absolutely love, which are Sunday blinds, and they're darkened rooms for babies and young kids. So come and check us out. And you can also follow us. We have our Instagram handle, which is at Home of Huggles. And you can also find us over at TikTok at Home of Huggles.
Fantastic. And I also...
so I look forward to hopefully...
I'm really excited about what 2024 has got for you in so many levels. And I love that you're ready to jump back into this. I've missed, the weeks where you couldn't come, but I also love that we could connect anyway and just check in with each other. And it's just a real reminder to everyone that, our business is a part of our lives. And sometimes we have to take breaks to just get other things sorted. But there's always a chance to redeem and get things back on track. And that's what we're doing. So it's very exciting.
Thank you for your guidance and your patience with me this year.
Oh, no patience necessary. Seriously.
You've been one of my people that I've been able to open up to as well from early on, which has really made a big impact on my progress and my growth.
It was my privilege, completely my privilege. And I love having you. I'm so pleased you're still around with me because I've missed seeing your face in my coaching group. Thank you so much. And I'm going to press stop before you freeze again.